Hello and welcome to the Full Force News Burst.
Yeah, it's me. It's Christopher McLeod AKA Diagnostic AT with the Full Force News Burst Live Special brought to you by GeneralsJoesReborn.com. With me, Christopher McLeod AKA Diagnostic AT. I bet you didn't realize it was me, right? Bet you didn't have a clue. I had to do that. I had to, didn't I, really? I had to rock the old Cobra Commander helmet. Anyway, yes, it's big, innit? It's big, innit, today? Well, a couple of things. Obviously, there's a corrections corner to do, isn't there? Let's face it. Old Muggins over here. Multiple bits of information, bits of intel that said that Raptor was the Sdcc exclusive. And because of that, I was just like, yeah, most likely is. We've never really been given the information like that in the past where it's been that way off. So, yeah, interesting. For a little while, I did think maybe there's two things for it. No, I don't think that's the case. We haven't got full confirmation yet regarding Raptor, but I believe it's just going to be a standard deluxe figure. It's still Frankenstone Deluxe. The listing is still the same. It's just not an Sdcc one. So it looks as though Fred Deluxe is indeed Once a Man Cobra Commander. I know we'll talk about all the listings at the end, but I wanted to, I suppose, like, get the correction out of the way early on. And it does throw into a little bit of it does throw a spanner in the works to a degree, or a wrench in the, or whatever you want to say, whatever country you're from, regarding PulseCon. Because again, we were under the impression that Raptor was Sdcc and Starduster was PulseCon. Now it's looking very much like, if you look at what they've done in the past with you know, Dr. Mindbender and Serpentor being similar boxes and similar styles, and then you look at Chuckles and the 3-pack, the Crimson Strike Team 3-pack, again sharing, you know, the kind of like the theme. It wouldn't surprise me if Nemesis Immortal turns out to be the PulseCon and Cobra Commander turns out to be the Sdcc, but we don't know for sure right now. And at the moment, I'm not going to change any other things that we're aware of. We just now know that this is Fred. The Once a Man Cobra Commander is Fred Deluxe. Fred Deluxe is going to be the Sdcc listing, as it were. And yeah, so anyway, let's forget all that. Well, not forget all. We'll talk about that at the end. Let's get into the bit we're all here for, looking at some funky pictures. How? Yes, so earlier today, IGN broke the news officially that Cobra Commander, the Once a Man Cobra Commander, was going to be an Sdcc exclusive, and gave us some promo images. We did actually start with this image that kind of popped up randomly. It was IGN, but it was like they hadn't finished doing what they were doing, and they accidentally hit publish or something. That's what it felt like. Anyway, loads of people kind of messaged me saying, hey, look, it looks like, it looks like this has been leaked. It looks like this has been, is kind of out there. And I looked at it and I thought, oh yeah, brilliant. That's clearly what it is. It's clearly Once a Man Cobra Commander. It's clearly official. You're on the same background and all that kind of stuff. It's obvious it was real. But we posted about it, and then minutes later, IGN had the actual article up, and it was, all the images, all of the information. And it's amazing. So because of that, I was really happy that we got the the full official reveal and everything, and it wasn't like a leak. It was just it just got out there early. It was quite funny actually, because there was like a post. The first post that kind of came up had like 19 images, but they were all just this image, which was hilarious. But then obviously, that next article came out, opened up a bit more information, explained that it was the Sdcc exclusive, and revealed a load more of exclusives for Sdcc. Death's Head looks really good as well. I will add. I do have, I think, all of the Death's Head figures that have come out so far. There was like a was it Marvel Universe or Marvel? I can't remember what it was called now, but the 4-inch figure had that one. I had the first Marvel Legends Death's Head, which was pretty cool. But this one, the new one, looks amazing. Anyway, we're talking about Cobra Commander here. So anyway, when this kind of popped up, and all the images came out, I couldn't have been happier. Like, I had predicted a little bit that I thought, you know, it would use a lot of the regular Cobra Commander figure, and it kind of does. You got the head helmet, you got the helmet, you got the leggingtons. Oh, let's talk about, well, yeah, sorry, I'll keep talking about that. It's got the helmet, the legs, and so on and so forth. But you've got this secondary kind of jacket piece, which is like his torn, ripped up kind of top, but it's still got the gun storage on the back, which is handy. And of course, obviously the torso and the arms, brand new. So that was really, really cool. I didn't think they would do the entire body and arms. I thought it was going to be more a case of like, you know, like one arm and then like a torn bit at the shoulder, at the heart, like the elbow, that would then have another bit of an arm, maybe at the, you know, I didn't think it was going to be the whole thing. So that's really cool. And then I did expect, I thought like I did say the helmet head, I expected a, what was it that we talked about? The mutated head, and they've nailed that, by the way. And the other thing I did expect was a visor. I did expect a separate visor, and they've done that. They've done all of that stuff. It's amazing. Is the plastic packaging the inside of the clamshell? I think it is actually, Cameron. We'll have a look at that beautiful packaging art. So this is the exterior kind of window doory thing. So this is like, you open this, you got the what looks to be the Velcro tabs down the right hand side as you look at it there, that kind of like affix to the inside, so it kind of opens like a little window, like a little door, which is kind of cool. And the artwork's lovely. You've got obviously the continuation, I would say, of what we saw with Nemesis Immortals box when they revealed that for the Stinger unboxing. That Nemesis Immortal box has the same theme, it has the same color, the kind of color theory, has all that kind of stuff going on. So these two are very much like a connected sort of, you know, visually aesthetic connection, definitely. No vac metal faceplate, hard pass. Amazing, Ryan. Amazing. Yeah. John Jiang art, Chucky Tinderbin. Amazing. I love saying Chucky Tinderbin. Chuck it in the bin. Chucky, who's Chucky Tinderbin? Yeah, so I think it might be John Jiang art. I really do think it is. It's got that vibe. He's got that kind of like crackling, like, you know, effect that he always has in front of them. Like, it's usually fire, or in this case, there's a lot of cool stuff on here. Yes, Jedi Ben. No Pythona that I could see in any way, shape, or form in any of the box art, or I looked all over it, couldn't find it. But you have got obviously you look in the background. We'll start basic. In the background, the art boils my berries, says Stygian. Well, yeah, I think there's a lot of buzzing and boiling going on. But you've got those like vines with the pincers on them that you know, capture the Joes and wrap them up and stick them on the side, kind of thing. So we have those vines in the background from Cobra La. We have the spore in front of Cobra Commander in the foreground, almost as if it was opening up in his face, even though it's kind of done some damage to his body and arms already. It could just be a nice close-up of the spore, honestly. But it is a spore. That's obviously what it is. And it's incredible. And then, of course, you've obviously got Nemesis Immortal on the right-hand side there, a small little figure in the top right-hand corner. You've also got a bunch of other stuff which is rather exciting. So obviously, Globulus is on there on the left. That is, you know, undeniable. The fact that Globulus has shown up in, spoiler alert, the Energon universe quite recently, then you know, the fact that we're seeing a lot of Globulus is very exciting. I wonder if that's going to be in the future. That's another kind of exciting aspect of this. So yeah, you got Globulus in there. You can't, you know, I was going to say you can't really have Cobra La without Globulus, but then you've kind of got Cobra La at the moment here without Pythona, which is like incredibly criminal, I have to say. The other couple of things are quite interesting. We've got Roadblock, obviously wrapped with Cobra Commander in his almost mutated, fully complete snake state, which is what you get in the package as well. You get a little not mini, it's a pretty substantial Cobra Commander mutated, which is unbelievable. It's not a lenticular image, no. It's just the beautiful artwork that John does for these kind of things. there is going to have to be a Globulus and Pythona at some point, says Jedi Ben. They can't go this Cobra la deep and not have them. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure they will come 100%. Yeah. So, and obviously you've got Roadblock wrapped up with this one as well. And there's a promo image that they use, or with the, I'm going to just assume it's the field variant Roadblock that came out back in the day. Remember all those years ago? So again, yeah, you can definitely utilize your roadblocks there for that. I'm not sure if they're hinting at the possibility of a new retro version 2 roadblock. I think maybe a bit further in the future with that one, but you never know, they could do. Anyway, the other massive thing here is if you look in the bottom left hand corner, you've got what looks to be Falcon. I mean, it's obviously Falcon, but what I like about this is that it might be hinting at that Night Force Falcon that is just around the corner, courtesy of that Walmart 2-pack with Heart Wrencher. So that is very exciting. Anyway, lots of cool stuff on display there, and I think that's pretty much everything. I don't think there's anything else to really point out there. No, I think that's it. That's everything. Right. Now, someone's just mentioned price. Yeah, $39.99 is how much it's going to be, which is fairly good, isn't it? Really? I mean, what we expecting? I mean, $34.99 is your standard deluxe, isn't it? And this has got that kind of almost like extra kind of figure with like the little kind of, what do you call it? I think it's I don't have an issue with the price. I think that's a really good one. I think it's going to be extremely popular. I think it will sell out comfortably. I think we're going to do the same. I think they're going to do the same thing again with the QR codes, or even if it's not that QR code, you have to be at the con to purchase it. So what I'm getting at is it's going to be one of those ones where you probably have to have someone on the ground to help you out here. But yeah, that said, I do also expect these to pop up in very small amounts on Pulse. Not sure, like if that is going to happen or not. I have assumed that in the past, and it never really happened with a couple of other figures. Chuckles did though, so I definitely could see them doing. I can definitely see them doing this. Mutton Junkyard. No, Mutton Junkyard is a figure pet and is $44, $44.99 or whatever it would be. It's the figure pet price point, so it's cheaper than a figure pet price point, is what you could say here in it, and it's an exclusive, so it's sexy, packaging and all that kind of jazz. So yeah, it's cheaper than a figure pet, and it is a figure and pet of himself. It would be released after SDCC. Thank you, Fluffle. I obviously did not read that clearly enough, did I? This is what happens when you have to rush these things. He says at like 17 hours after it was revealed. Let me just get some clarity on that. So I will read out all the blurb so it is completely clear for everybody, right? And myself. The 130th figure in the G.I. Joe Classified line offers collectors, a new take on iconic villain Cobra Commander. Sorry, I would have read that quicker, but when you're on a page on the internet now, on an article, on something, on a news site, it just moves around because adverts are appearing everywhere. I hate it. This particular Cobra Commander is modeled after the character's mutated appearance in G.I. Joe, Le Movie, which is French for the movie. The figure includes alternate head, hands, and weapons, as well as a bonus figure of Cobra Commander mutated into snake form. The figure comes packaged inside a deluxe box. Oh, it is a lenticular imagery. I take it back. Who said that? I take it back. It is lenticular. 100%. I'm going to go and apologize. Bear with me. Someone said it, and I said, I don't think so. But you're totally spot on. As soon as I find who it was, so it's somewhere. God, it must be. You think it'd be easier to spot the word lenticular scrolling, wouldn't you? Anyway, whoever it was, I apologize. Capitan Vergiften. Oh no, you said it was the lenticular cover, and I think it was Flaffle maybe said it. I can't remember who it was that asked, and I just basically burned them down. My apologies. yeah, who's lenticular? Thank you, Agent Chuckles. So that's even cooler. It doesn't look lenticular in that, but then again, maybe they've had to like 2D it a little bit to kind of like make it come across, the way it should do. But no, that's beautiful. Lenticular image. Oh, bloody hell. And then why does it do that thing where you haven't touched anything or done anything and it goes white? The screen just goes white randomly. What is it with these crap ad-ridden articles and pages? It just drives me mad. Yeah, so lenticular imagery and a display window that shows off the numerous accessories. Price $39.99. Now, it doesn't say anything on there. Here we go. Hasbro's Comic-Con exclusives portal will open on Monday, July the 8th and close on Thursday, July 18th. Also note that select quantities of these figures will be made available on the Hasbro Pulse website after SDCC is over, but we'd expect demand to far exceed supply. That's another good point, actually. It might not make it to that extra, to Pulse. But there you go. Yeah, thank you for that. Just shows you what you can do when you actually read this stuff. So it will be Hasbro will be directly selling exclusives at the show rather than offering pre-orders and shipping the items out later. However, you won't simply be able to walk up to Hasbro's booth and buy these figures on a whim. Collectors will first need to head to the Comic-Con exclusives portal, where they are transferred via Spacebridge and reserve a time slot. Note that you'll need a valid SDCC badge to be able to reserve a slot. At that point, collectors can head to the Hasbro booth 3213 and purchase the figures at the indicated time. That is a lot of hoops, isn't it? That is a lot of hoops. Anyway, yeah. I don't know, actually, Zed, if Nemesis Immortal is the PulseCon exclusive, but he could be. We were told very long ago that Starduster was the PulseCon exclusive. We were told very long ago that Raptor was the SDCC exclusive. And that was way off. Now, either they changed tactics or this was the plan for a long time and the information was just messed up or something. Anyway, so yes, this will be obviously exclusive at the show. You're really going to need to know someone, I think, to get them from SDCC. But we'll see how it goes. And of course, like I said, they'll show up a little bit, hopefully on Hasbro Pulse after the fact. But I can see these selling out at the show. Honestly, I really can. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, they've hit a home run with this one, Paul, indeed. Maybe this is how they keep the leaks in check. It kind of feels a little bit like that, Jody. It feels a little bit like that, definitely. Paul says, I'm going to be paying a crap load on eBay for a couple of these. Probably are, yeah. The past two exclusives have gone together. They have, John. Yeah, there's been a theme connectivity. And I can't see Starduster fitting that theme unless there's something... I don't know how it would actually work. But it might, you never know. It might not. But at the moment, and also when you look at the Nemesis Mortal box, unless there's like a cover, like a sheath, but yeah, like a, what do you call it that goes over the top? Like a slidey kind of jacket. Unless there's something like that they haven't shown us so far, it doesn't look like an exclusive figure because it's just the window box as a typical deluxe, isn't it? It doesn't do anything other than have the fancy packaging and all that kind of stuff. So who knows? Slipcover, thank you, Earl. It really is hilarious, the things I forget when I do these live streams. I say that like it's the live stream that's the problem. It's not. I do this during the day as well when there's no pressure whatsoever. If I'm just sitting there trying to think of a word, and I'm like, why is my vocabulary not working anymore? It doesn't. It's slipping away. Chairs. Nemesis box is similar but basic. It's not super fancy like a con exclusive. That's what I was thinking, Flaffle, definitely. But I will reserve judgment for any of this until we get full confirmation as to whether those things are the exclusives or not. But yeah, as it stands at the moment, Once a Man Cobra Commander is the Fred Deluxe listing, by the way. We know that because of the number that we see on the box. On this particular image, actually, in the bottom left-hand corner. So, yeah, here we go. What else we got? It will sell out SDCC, but they won't have the entire stock there, so definitely be plenty allotted for Pulse. Plenty. There'll be some allotted for Pulse. Oh man, this looks great. I hope we get Deluxe Globulus and some Royal Guard, says GL. I really hope we do also. And it was Jeremy Kimberlin who said about selling out SDCC, and I believe they will. They will easily sell these out. Is the Rattler leak bogus too? Well, that's not really a leak. It's the Rattler thing is like they're hinting at it in a massive way. It's not really a leak, is it? It's more of a what's the word? It's more of a just an assumption at this point. Chris, we forgive your imperfections. Thank you, Felix. Thank you. And there's a lot of them, definitely. Think we'll see some build up to the HasLab before SDCC, says Matt. Yeah, I think we will actually. I think we will, but I'm hoping we do. I'm kind of desperate for some of those amazing little marketing things they were doing last year. I love that. I love those little kind of graphics they would do, like little incoming transmissions. I think we'll see at least one of those. Did the Chuckles exclusive go smooth last year? I know the Dr. Mindbender the year before was the Drizzling Poops. Yes, Zed. Mindbender was difficult. Well, it wasn't difficult. I mean, I got one, but that's not to say that it wasn't difficult for a lot of people. It sold out. Lots of people in the UK never got one. Lots of people globally didn't get one. Serpentor was a little bit difficult as well. I think that first year of those particular exclusives was a bit rough. They definitely ironed some stuff out for Chuckles. I managed that actually, and I ended up with 2 of those bad boys. So yeah, I think, yeah, I think, yeah. Prepared to camp out on Pulse a little bit. I hope they produced at least as many of these as they did with the complete run of Mindbender. I'm sure they did X Factor. I'm sure they've done a lot of these. Maybe the Nemesis has a slipcover too that wasn't shown. That's what my expectation is there, Jeremy. Fingers crossed it won't be like Mindbender all over again. So Sean, I mean, yeah, it's like we're all feeling the pressure of that one a little bit, I think. Whoever called Fred Deluxe Bravo, it was Ryan, wasn't it? Ryan Daly, I want to say. I could be wrong. Was it you, Ryan, that called that? Some of you, I think Jeremy said it as well. A few of you have been saying that they think, I'm sure it was Ryan Daly who was saying in the comments that for the longest time since we've been doing the listings, was saying that they thought Once a Man they kept asking, Ryan, you kept asking me, do I think Once a Man Cobra Commander is Fred DLX? And I did say a few times, it could very well be, not knowing at all. This package is sick 360 degrees. It is Capitan, isn't it? I hope the Pulse members will get first picks. It will be Pulse members, Mr. Cheeseburger, no doubt. We need a Roblox and Hondaloo 2-pack with both in there. Joe, the movie looks. Yeah, definitely, Stygian. Was Hondaloo in the movie? Have I gone mad? Chuckles went up a bunch of times on Pulse. He did, yeah. He kind of periodically popped up, didn't he, down the line. Bad Wolf, I couldn't be happier to see this as a great SDCC exclusive. It's a great addition to a collection if you want it, but not essential if it's not your thing, like myself. Reduce the FOMO. Yeah, totally. That's a good point, actually. But it also sometimes has that like opposite effect. When it looks like something that might be a little bit divisive, it tends to just sell out, weirdly enough, even if a lot of people aren't into it. But when it's something like, you know, for example, the Crimson 3-pack has hung around a little bit. And I think that is mainly down to the fact that it's like a set of repaints, effectively. And Baroness and the Twins are not difficult to get hold of. Yes, obviously they're in a different deco and all that kind of stuff. And you've got the Baroness with a different head and everything. But at the same time, I don't think a lot of people were clamoring for that, even though it was nice, beautiful, box and presentation. Yeah. So I would have to say that those are the ones where I think, you easily be able to get them. But when it's like this, a sort of one and done, kind of quirky, still very incredible at 6-inch, the design, the detail, all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of people that would want this just in general, I think. And obviously with the movie attachment, a lot of the kind of casual fans might be into something like this, who know G.I. Joe from like, the film, from the cartoon, or like the comic or something, but very, very vaguely, but have that kind of like touchstone with the kind of the animated aspect. Then this could be something that a lot of people end up wanting. I still think it'll sell out. I think it'll be a difficult one to get hold of. Could be a red herring. Red herring, Lawrence, is the Red Shadows dive team. The red herrings. I've made that up. With swimsuit Zorana. You reckon? That'd be kind of cool. Any word on the whip snakes? The only word on the whip snakes, Rachel, is that we're expecting it to be the Steel Core Commander 2-pack, but we don't know. At the end of the day, we don't have confirmation, so we can't say yay or nay on it. My assumption is that it's going to. Okay, I'm going to put it this way: we've unlocked every single listing to this point, right? On 2024, the only one that we don't have is whip snakes. The only thing that we've seen in any of the images that could be an army builder 2-pack is the Steel Core Commander hint promo image, kind of like Easter egg. So I would say, if I was a betting person, go with what the most obvious thing is. We should have done it with this. Fred Deluxe, we knew Once a Man Cobra Commander was coming. We didn't know what Fred Deluxe was going to be. There wasn't many options left for it to be what it is. And so we should have just been like, yeah, it's probably that. But, I don't like to always go ahead until we have confirmation. I thought we did have confirmation on Raptor and Starduster, but now I'm thinking, maybe not. Again, that said, I will say as well, when the listings kind of leak and information comes out in multiple places, we'll sometimes make an educated guess on stuff, but we won't say that until we know for sure what it is. And we can't always say for sure what it is unless it's been name only revealed. And I've kind of stick to that little, I stick to that little kind of like rule book. And like I said, we heard that SDCC and PulseCon exclusives were locked in last year. Like, we've known that for so long. And that is why I'm thinking there's a possibility there might have been a change. They might have changed their ideas, but it's usually when it's locked in like that, that's what you're going to get, because there has to be a lot of lead time going into convention exclusives. The conventions need to know what they're having. So yeah, it's interesting that it's turned out the way it has. Hasbro will be making a bunch of money on this type of figure. They will have plenty. Yep. Chuckles was easy to get. Yep. Zartan was very difficult, but he was like the first, wasn't he? Or he was close to one of the first SDCC ones. I hope Whip Snakes or Royal Guards, says Matt. Yeah, me. I mean, that would be great, and it would fit the theme. Seems like that's what all the Hasbro exclusives this year are following. That. Yeah. Chuckles was easy. Yes, he is easy. I do hate that I missed Mindbender and Serpentor both, and I still can't swallow the eBay prices. Yeah, Bad Wolf, I understand. That sucks. That really does. Jeremy, Mindbender was available for days. I shared the link for days during SDCC. Anyone that missed Mindbender wasn't trying. I think in the UK it was different, though. I think there were a lot of people in the UK really did not, like, they ordered them and everything, and they never, people are still waiting for them. It's insane. Who needs 2 Chuckles? No one needs them, Zoran. I just ended up with 2. They typically allot a specific number per day at SDCC. Then Sunday they realize they have too many and open it up, but still have leftovers. I still think they're going to sell out. The FOMO for Chuckles and Mindbender made things rough. Hasbro part was fine. I'm glad I have someone going to SDCC, but also I'm a premium member on Pulse. Yeah, cover your bases, Larry, is what I say. Oh, yeah, can't wait to pay that atrocious shipping cost for him to Canada. I know that's another issue, Zoran, and that sucks as well. There's loads more images to get through. Amazing. Fred Deluxe is a hint at Armored CC is coming. Well, not really, because this is Fred Deluxe. So, I mean, I would assume that the Armored Cobra Commander is 100%. The Fred as well in that particular listing means Fred Flintstone, Jason. So it's like it couldn't be any further from actual Fred in the comics in terms of the reason for that listing. But yeah, 100%. I think yeah, Ryan, I did call Fred Deluxe was this Cobra Commander, but I don't think I was the only one. You were pretty much the only vocal one, Ryan. And Jeremy was also talking. You both were kind of giving it some, definitely. Okay, I'm gonna zip through the questions. I'm not gonna get to all the questions. Oh my god, there's so many. Guys, it's great. I'm loving the interaction. It's brilliant, but I'm gonna have to skip to the to the end and start going through these images. I'm so sorry. Rachel says, I miss Emily's bubbly personality during Yojo June. Yeah, that again, she's great. But again, she is busy as heck. I did see her recently. Shout out to Emily. So we hung out for like 20 minutes. But yeah, she was basically telling me that she is under it with SDCC. She's got a lot to do, and they've got a strict deadline to get it done in. And she showed me what they were going to be wearing for SDCC, which is awesome. They're kind of little hoodies and stuff. So yeah, enjoy. You'll see when it's when you start seeing the images from the show, they'll probably wear them at some point just beforehand. But you'll see. And yeah, anyway, she's doing well, and she'll be all over the panel, I imagine, as well. Yeah, so let's move on and look at this actual figure. We don't need to see that one because it's too far away. Here is the actual figure in box. So this is the open kind of like door, and we can see that they've used that kind of like continuation of Nemesis Immortals artwork with the clam. The actual retro figure is in that clam, which is really cool. So they've, it's like an actual classified figure that's trapped in that sticky clam. You've got Globulus, and you've got that, as you can see, it is just that snake statue. Now, we were talking about this on the Nemesis Immortal box art, and I had just assumed, yes, it's probably just the snake with its own tail. So like it is like a statue basically that is in Cobra La, and that's, lo and behold, that's what it is. So I did do a close up on that, but all I could see was Nemesis and Globulus, the snake kind of epitaph thing, and then Cobra Commander in the sticky clam. I'm always going to call it a sticky clam, always. And then, of course, you've got the window box there. You've got the artwork with Roadblock, and when he was mutated almost fully in the corner. I'm loving it. I love the artwork. I love what they're doing with this. It's really interesting. They've thrown the retro Cobra Commander in there because it's not representative technically of what's in the box. So effectively, you've got the retro Cobra Commander in the clam and the new Cobra Commander figure in the box, which is quite interesting to me. Maybe they're not slightly less strict in terms of, what is represented on the box compared to what is represented in as the figure. And of course, this being the interior on the door means you wouldn't see it when you're looking at it from the outside anyway. But anyway, yes, the artwork is lenticular, Dan Stars. It is, yes, and it's amazing. Anyway, so that's really cool. And again, you can see the extra hands in there. You can see the knife, the pistol, the kind of backpack piece, which obviously slots onto the secondary that he's wearing, the alternate head, the once a man mutated head, and the faceplate, and of course, Cobra Commander in almost snake form. Can you say sticky clam sounds dirty? Yeah, I can. Globules, as Earl's written it, looks so bad at A double hockey sticks. Globulus does, and he looks amazing. But I like globules. Globules almost is like the little version of Globulus, like his little globules that come that he sends out to fight on his behalf. Yes, in the artwork he does, absolutely phenomenal. Seems like the snake could rope around a figure. Well, absolutely, Raw Talk Real Deal. That's exactly what it does because they've shown that happening in the promo images with Roadblock. So yeah, you can actually 100% do that. And guess what I'm going to be doing with my field variant Roadblock from 2021? Was it 2020? It might have been in 2020 or 2021. I can't remember. Obviously, 2020 is when we had the first Roadblock, or the version 2 homage, but the first classified Roadblock. And I feel like the field variant wasn't that far afterwards, but I think it might have been into 2021. I'll have to look again. It's been so long. Kind of shocked we haven't seen Pythona. Same, Adam. Like, I have no idea why we haven't seen Pythona in any of this stuff yet at all. It's crazy. Yeah, late 2020. You're right, I think, Scott. Yeah. Globules is his son. It is Earl, isn't it? Absolutely. What about the tree rockets? Will that be a HasLab, Chris, or should I 3D print it? That's definitely a 3D print job. That's not going to be a HasLab. Those tree rockets with the spores are incredible. In actual fact, in our garden, we've got these really cool flowers that look like when the spores burst. So it's like the same shape and everything, and then it's like really heavy on the, like big on the top, and it has this like explosion of flower, which is like all these little red strands, and it kind of opens out like that, and it looks like the spores as they open and burst. It's incredible. So I'm going to be taking some pictures in our garden with all of these figures, when hopefully they'll still be those parts will still be up when that happens. Anyway, some people did Cobra. I hated Cobra La. I hated it till I saw the new Nemesis Immortal. Now I'm in for some Cobra La Lovecraftian stuff, and we got Doc Torch and a whole host of others who weren't repaints. Totally, Jody. Yeah, absolutely. Big surprise. Wonder when we get Raptor, says Eben. We'll still be getting Raptor, but he's just a deluxe, it would appear. Unless they absolutely pull an absolute fast one on us, and it's also an SDCC exclusive. But I doubt that very much. I can 100% say this is SDCC exclusive, and we just have no idea what's going on with Raptor's format. We know it's a deluxe figure. We just it will just be like a standard deluxe now, I imagine. Either way, I'm excited. Yeah, there you go. So let's move on. Here we go. Cobra Commander standing up. Here we get the promo images. We're getting into the promo images now. I was seeing the figure with the mask on, and I've done this in an order that kind of made sense to me, almost in like a storytelling sort of maneuver. I'm glad they didn't do the crotch rip, says Todd. But would have been nice to have the exposed foot or at least some ripped pants. Oh yeah, no, I can. Yeah, I think yes, I could see that. In fact, I think I'd imagined them using like one full leg and have the other one as a new tooled leg with the exposed yellow one. I think I definitely felt that would happen. It didn't happen. Not a problem. Still looks phenomenal. But yeah, I think that would have been a nice touch, definitely. Anyway, brilliant. Then obviously with no helmet, his faceplate on the ground, he's pointing, he's covering his face. I love all this. You've got the secondary and the little kind of holster on the back of the ripped shirt secondary as well, that you can see kind of in play. You can see all the details of the scales on his arms. It's really cool. It's really cool. The ankles look torn. Oh, interesting. I'll have to check that out. When we get closer to the ankles. No, I don't think they're torn. I think they're. I think there's just like a bit of smudge on it. Basically, it's probably deco. It's probably a deco hit. Anyway, looks great. And then of course we've got, this is a great shot. You've got the helmet they've put in. Well, Matt, AKA Shooting the Galaxy, has put the helmet in such a way that you can't see the faceplate attached to it. But then they've put the faceplate a bit further away with like cracks and stuff on it and everything. It looks so good. And this is brilliant. Again, like in the background, like mutating. You haven't really seen the face properly yet. It's all very suspense building. I love it. I absolutely love this. And then of course we see the faceplate. Your faceplate. Yeah, and it's awesome. Inside, lots of the little details that you see in the movie as well, like the kind of all the electronics and little bits and pieces. I always wondered when I saw that, I was like, how the hell does he see anything? But it must be like, the idea must have been sort of Iron Man style, where all of that electronic stuff kind of like becomes like a screen that then you can see like things like heads up display and all that kind of jazz. But yeah, brilliant stuff. Looks great. And I'm really into this. And then of course, he's upset because he's completely changed, or he's changing. And we've got the kind of in between head sort of thing. It does look like he's got like a teardrop on the top of his head, like the emoji. But no, that is obviously an extra eye, and just the way it's lined up with a bit of detail behind the head on the on the kind of snowy ground or whatever that is in the background. Yeah. So that's cool. And again, brilliant. Loving this so much. Then of course we get him kind of getting a bit angry and all. Now he's got the knife out. He's angry. He's gonna take it out on somebody. And as you can see, it is a deco hit on the ankles. Just a bit of gruff deco hit by the look of it. Uh, I mean, a lot of people saying like in the comments, it looks like a lot of people are kind of passing on it. Not a lot, but some people have said they're going to be passing on it. So again, I think I still think it will sell out though. That's what I'm expecting. What? No snake nipples, says Zoran. I don't know. I haven't had a close enough look, but they should be. There should be some nips on there. And then on this shows some great detail on this figure as well. Like it's not just all the same. It's not just all the same kind of like texture and everything. They've got lots of nice little textures going on there with the body, with that kind of like going down the spine, and all the scales. Just incredible detail on this one. The neck as well. Like again, just they've done a lot in terms of the sculpt on the head, neck, body, and arms, and it's really really cool. And here we are with the almost like this is the wrapped around roadblock form, isn't it? Which again, I think is a really good. I don't know if we're looking here at articulated arms, like at the shoulders, or if we're looking at bendy limbs. Because obviously the snake tail has to be bendy, I think, or at least kind of like fused into a position that is quite malleable. But I'm not sure if we're looking at articulation. I think there's articulation at the shoulders, I think it's wicked. Anyway, who's bendy limbs? Brilliant. Brilliant, Chucky. I wonder if some of the arms and torso will be used for globulus in the future. That's a good shout, actually. The arms do look like they rotate, Dan, don't they? They really do. Yeah, I think they do, because obviously they either rotate or they bend, because obviously they're in different positions in these two images. One's up there doing the old rock and roll, and the other one's down by a bit further down. So yeah, maybe there is movement in the shoulders. I definitely think there's at least that going on. Maybe not elbow articulation, but certainly shoulder articulation. Looks great as well. Love it. Absolutely love it. And here we are with Cobra Commander wrapped around roadblock. It's not the field variant, so take it back. We know that. How? Because of the bright gold kneecap, the knee pad. So yes, roadblock, that is the first version of classified roadblock we got, and he's wrapped up in Cobra Commander there, which is lovely stuff. Okay. Thank you, Cameron, for the excellent super chat. Very much appreciate it. Thank you. Best Yojo June ever. It's been pretty good, hasn't it? Still in it, just about. July just around the corner. SDCC just around the corner. Good couple of weeks still, but we're nearly there. And getting this kind of stuff already. So yeah, thank you very much, Cameron. I'm glad you've had a great month, and I'm glad and very happy as well that you gave us a super chat. Thank you very much. It's all very much appreciated. That snake is hot. Does it rotate on the bed doing the old rock and roll? Oh, I see. Is it a lyric? I don't know. I can't tell. Mainframe's Zorana. I'm not saying that. A good choice for exclusive, not a must-have, not a character locked by an SDCC, but still hella cool and unique, says Liquid Identity. Would be cool if the jaw moved, but I don't think it will. No, I think you can kind of see almost like the shape of the mouth is almost like fixed in that sort of open position, isn't it? No, I don't think it does. It might do, but no, I don't think it does. Either way, it's still pretty cool. Still no airtight, basically. That roadblock is still on BBTS. Derek, I've seen that roadblock a lot still. I've seen a lot of the early figures, not all of them. Obviously, there's a few that are really hard to get, but I've seen a lot of those early kind of classified figures that, they kind of people take them back in, if they're selling collections or what have you. And they end up in like independent toy stores quite often. But yeah, you can't really get, I mean, they're effectively at this point, they're custom fodder. So you have to sell them for real cheap. Yeah, people will say they pass and they'll end up getting them anyway. But I know if some people don't want it, they don't want it, and that's that at the end of the day. Yeah, so that's that. And then of course we have a couple of white background shots just to get a nice bit more detail on these on the figure and the different versions. Obviously you can have Cobra Commander in, and again lots of, I just said Cobra Commander in and it sounded like I said Mandarin, didn't it? Cobra Commander in, the Cobra Commander in. Now it sounds like he's a hotel. Anyway, yeah, white background, Cobra Commander there, and you can see a few more of the details on the body and the rest of it. So that's cool. And you can definitely see those deco hits on the ankles as well, making them a little bit scruffier. And to match the lower part of his secondary, which also has that little deco hit as well. I'm excited for the HasLab. If it leaks early, I won't mind, says Todd. Yeah, same, actually. But I'm actually, no, I want to be surprised, even though it's one of the worst kept secrets in the fandom already, in it. That's what it feels like. Cobra Commander in. There's a crossover we need. Yes, Scott, indeed. You'd probably be easier now. I'm sure there's a Mandarin Marvel Legends, isn't there? I'm sure there is. And then, of course, the loadout for Cobra Commander, just like laid out here so you can see it clearly. We have the C grip hands that he's wearing, the default hands, the kind of trigger finger C grips. You've got the kind of like clawy open hand kind of job, pointy finger. So he's got, what is that? That's a left hand open and a right hand pointy. 2 fists. There you go. He's also got his hairdryer pistol, the backpack which plugs into the secondary on the jacket at the back, the knife, and of course the alternate heads, the mask, and the amazing little Cobra Commander mutated. Incredible. Right then, I think that's pretty much everything. Yeah, so leaked listings look like this now. Lots of green. We're getting through 2024 pretty rapidly, aren't we? So yes, as you can see, Once a Man CC has been added to Fred Deluxe, and we've put Sdcc next to it. We've also removed the Sdcc from Raptor. I'm still keeping PulseCon next to Starduster, but again, that is subject to change at this point because of this development. So I have a feeling that we might. I still feel quite strongly that Starduster might be a PulseCon exclusive, and it just won't have that same connectivity with the Sdcc exclusive. The fact that we're getting Nemesis Immortal and probably more Cobra La characters in the future means that we'll still be getting, you know, that kind of package sort of connectivity. So it's not like, I don't think it needs necessarily for the 2 con exclusives to be related to each other. So who knows? We'll see eventually, won't we? We'll see soon, I guess. Eventually. Whip Snake, still not a clue, but everything else is pretty much out in the open. So it's just Whip Snakes from 2024 that we don't know. Isn't that mental? And again, I say we don't know, but it's very likely that Steel Commander 2-pack with Steel Core Commander 2-pack with the troop builders, the male and female gold head steel core figures. But we shall see, won't we? In any case, that is your 2024 listings updated. It's hard keeping up, I find. I'm forever trying to like just double check on things, and then I'll go and I'll be like, oh, I haven't updated the listings. I haven't colored that in green, or, you know, revealed that aspect of the listings. So yeah, there we go. It's just hard to keep up at the moment. 2025, still the same in terms of the public knowledge. All I can say is there's a lot of amazing stuff coming in 2025. Like, so much amazing stuff that I can't even. Todd, Raptor is very likely the mainline deluxe. Yes, a mainline deluxe figure. Very likely. Do I think we are seeing what Falcon will look like now? Yes and no. I do think we are seeing him on that artwork because we're seeing him again in the Night Force release. Is that exactly what he looks like? Maybe, but you know, it's going to be difficult to gauge, even if he's. I mean, we'll see when we see the figure revealed. I'm sure we'll be able to make a judgment based on the 2. But yeah, very likely it probably is what we can expect with Falcon. Yeah. So anyway, there is the 2025. So like I said, the first wave of retail wave of 4 is Xandar, Saw Viper, Leatherneck, and Dial Tone. Those are locked in, believe it or not. Frag Viper, Blowtorch, and Footloose. We know for the next wave. Smithers has not been revealed yet. So until we get some sort of name only reveal, we can't say anything about that one. The same goes for the third wave of 4. We can't reveal any of those just yet. The last wave of 4, we have no clue at all yet. In terms of the exclusives and miscellaneous, most, if not all of that is known. And my goodness, like I said, we're in for some pretty exceptional stuff around the corner, definitely. And in terms of retro classified, we only know about, I think, about 6 of those. Which isn't bad, is it? Out of 9, 3, so yeah, it's 9. So we just don't know the last 3. But again, until we get some sort of name only reveal, we can't fill out these listings. But anyway, it's going to be mega. It's going to be amazing. And 2025, just I don't know. I just don't know how even to explain the amount of goodness coming in this line. Anyway, next up. Name only reveals. I haven't updated this because I didn't have enough time to remove Once a Man CC, but there he is still. We know that one that will be removed on the next update. I'll just put your finger over him when you're looking on the screen, and that's effectively as far as the graphics go for today's episode. But yeah, a lot of those figures still yet to be revealed in terms of digital renders or even official promo images and reveals yet. So yeah, we've got a lot to look forward to. I would imagine over the Sdcc panel as well, I could see them doing a lot of name onlys, or not a lot of name onlys, but some name onlys, and I could see them doing a bunch of digital render reveals as well. And I'm very excited to see them all. Anyway, the only digital renders we have at the moment currently are Dial Tone and Saw Viper. I don't think there are any others, are there? Have I forgotten anything? No, I think they're the only digital renders we have out of Yojo June. They kept it very calm in terms of that stuff, but to be honest, they'd revealed a lot to that point on podcasts and interviews and stuff. So the fact that we didn't get a lot in Yojo June in terms of that kind of is because they were just too far ahead of the game in that sense. So yeah, anyway, that's everything. Right then, guys, there has been some loads of news today. Actually, I want to first of all, right today, this minute, I want to shout out Bob Breakin. Happy 80th birthday, Bob. Absolutely amazing stuff. Skeletron put a wonderful little post up today. I didn't get a chance to put it in the thing, but that will be in the weekly, which happens tomorrow, by the way. I'll be doing the weekly tomorrow night because we're traveling on Saturday and I won't get a chance to do the show. So expect the weekly on Friday night. And like I said, happy birthday to Bob Breakin. 80th today. Unbelievable. Still going strong and still absolutely awesome. We love you, Bob. You're a close friend, and can't wait to see you again next, buddy. Also, we'll be talking about this again, or I'll be talking about this tomorrow on the weekly. We have issue 1 of the G.I. Joe ongoing series in the Energon universe from Skybound has been announced for November of this year. So there's a great wraparound cover with Cobra and G.I. Joe represented on there, and it looks phenomenal. So very excited for that. And there's loads really to talk about, but like I said, most of this will be on the weekly tomorrow. Today was really just to focus on Cobra Commander and kind of get that solidified really and discussed. But yeah, the second issue of Destro has been previewed as well, has gone up on previews, so you can go check that out on our Facebook page and Twitter and Skybound's socials, of course. Right then, I think that is everything. Let's just transition into my face, gross, and we'll finish the show out with a few more little questions and what have you. Yo, Capitan says, thanks for streaming, man. First time offender here. No offense, Capitan. I'm glad you had a good time. You can expect this happens often. I'll just come on here and I'll just be like, it's not brief, unfortunately. They're always about an hour to an hour and a half. Sometimes they go on even longer than that. But thank you for jumping on. Really appreciate any new people that want to jump on and get stuck in and enjoy it. It's absolutely fine. Or even if you just want to, like, I don't know, just watch and not comment and just enjoy it, or what, not enjoy it. I'm not saying you have to enjoy it. You might hate it. Just hate watch it. Do that instead. Whatever you want to do, I'm cool with. I won't say that one out loud, Nictimus Prime, because it might be a spoiler for some. But yes, it happened in Free Comic Book Day, the Free Comic Book Day Energon special issue. That's how that came about. It won't be forever. Come on, we know how it works. We know how this works. There's going to be a few people changing teams. I can tell you that now. What other 87 movie figures will we get? That's a good point, David. I'm gonna have to. Well, I think it was Cobra Commander with the armored Cobra Commander, AKA Fred. He was definitely 87, wasn't he? I want to say. I think he was. I'm going to do that thing where I cheat. Let's do this. So 1987. That's a good shout. Let's have a look at what we have in 1987. Nothing. Why? I didn't want vehicles. Where's the overview for 3D Joes? Where's the overview for the figures, mate? I need to just go to figures and do it that way, don't I? Yeah, I'll just do that. Here we go. So we've got Big Boa, got check. Chuckles, check. Cobra Commander version 3, which was the armored Cobra Commander. Crazy Legs, check. I mean, we'll be getting Crazy Legs regular as well. I have no fear about that. Crystal Ball. Oh, I could definitely see Crystal Ball coming out there. Falcon, second time's a charm. It's third time, isn't it, usually? Hopefully not. Fast Draw. Oh, that'd be amazing. Gung Ho version 2, which was the battle dress uniform. I would love to see that, honestly. I think that'd be a really cool exclusive figure, honestly. I think that'd be really, really awesome. Or you could do it like, could you do it like a 60th or legacy figure? Like a 60th anniversary, they're going to be calling it legacy next year, aren't they, according to the listings? But you could do a figure like that with all the like the dress up sort of thing, like the fancy dress, and then give them options for like medals and stuff like that. That'd be kind of fun, actually. I think, and go nuts with all the different things you could give him. I think that would be pretty dope, actually. Obviously, we've got Jinx. Law and Order's got to be around the corner at some point. We've got Outback. Psych Out, I'd love to see. Raptors around the corner. Sneak Peek, I'd love to see. Techno Viper we've got, and Tunnel Rat we've got. So there's quite a lot, isn't there, that we already have. There's a few standouts there. I'd say Crystal Ball would be an amazing classified figure, honestly. But yeah, there's some David that I would say. Battle Force 2000 was 87 as well. Obviously Cobra La. We're kind of getting some of that now. The blooming Renegades, as in Mercer Taurus and Red Dog. I'd kind of like to see them too, honestly. But yeah, I want to see all of it. But 87 is like, yeah, there's a few in there. Fast Draw would be phenomenal, wouldn't he? Oh my God, with the missiles and everything. Make that all like, oh, that would be sick. Chris is fun to hang with, says Jeremy. Clearly, because you're all still here hanging out. It is fun here, says Grizzlehorn. Hit like all. Yes, please. Hit the like button. If you're not subbed to the YouTube channel, please go and do so. We really appreciate the subs. That's great. That's great. Yeah, Chris isn't one for briefs. Commando Chris. Chris never sleeps, but we like him that way. Right. The bags are getting bigger and bigger, aren't they, under my eyes? Hate watch it. Yeah. Some people do. I'm sure they do. Holding out for Big Lob. Me too, actually, Jedi Ben. I just want Mercer, says Jeremy. Oh, Mercer would be great. Go enjoy the boys, Capitan. Go and enjoy that. But thank you for joining us. That was really cool. And thanks for letting us know that it was your first time. It's always nice to get to get that information and let us know. It's all good. Oh, David Cabal, thank you for the super chat. Very much appreciated. That's really, really kind. Thank you. Any chance we get an 87 movie Chuckles? Yeah, with the white shirt. We've definitely talked about this, and I would love to see a Chuckles, because I mean, that figure, it is primed for repaints, and we haven't seen one for a while. I mean, it's been a while since we had Chuckles, so I could definitely see them doing Night Force, because there's a precedent for that. I could definitely see them doing the movie white shirt. Definitely, there's that kind of one from the 50th anniversary where he was in like a autumn leaves sort of design. That's another beauty. There's a lot of options for Chuckles, including Nightclub Force, which would be our own thing, but he'd be wearing a fancy black and neon pink with teal shirt, which would be phenomenal and 80s as hell. But yes, David, I think that would be great. I'd be well up for that. Alexandros says it's 2:40 a.m. where I live. I have to go to work in a few hours, but can't stop watching. Alexandros, thank you so much, and go to sleep. Oh my goodness, I thought I was bad. Where are you watching from, if you don't mind me asking? Let us know. That'd be great. We, based on the name, would it be kind of Greece around that way? Let us know. Let us know where you are. 2:40 a.m. Where is 2:40 right now? That would be this is like a little thing where we have to guess. Anyway, what we're saying, IDW Chuckles is different from the movie Chuckles, but that's just me. Yeah, he is definitely. Worms 87, yes, Kev Jewel, but I'd want the maggot as well. Too much in it. The fridge, absolutely, Scott. Anyway, hi Chris, thank you for another amazing live. Do you think we will get a retro Falcon? I think possibly. I think what might happen is we'll get that Night Force one, and if that is successful, if that goes like the way they probably want it to, we'd probably see that repainted as a retro figure down the line. It wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me. Nightclub Force Chuckles with the Venetian slat shades. Yes, definitely, Scott. Cyprus. I was talking about Cyprus the other day with my dad, because my dad was in the Royal Air Force and he was stationed in Cyprus for a little while, Alexandros. So there is a little bit of a connection there to Cyprus via me dad. But that's great. That's really cool to know. Go to sleep and don't be like, I hope you don't operate heavy machinery in that case. I hope it's a very chill job that you have to do. But no, that's really cool. I'm so glad that you're enjoying the show and the channel. And yeah, greetings from here, from Rhode Island to Cyprus. That's amazing. Yeah, cool. All right, well, we'll bring it to a close there then, guys. Tomax and Zaymot from Cyprus. They are they? Are they, Paul? I think you're right. I think you're right. I just want to double check that, because I'm sure it says something else on the UK cards, but Cyprus sounds right to me. Let's just check. Yeah, island in the Mediterranean, it says on the thing. Has it been explained in later like comics and stuff that it was actually Cyprus? Because that's hilarious. Island in the Mediterranean. There you go. Pick Corsica. No, it is Corsica, Paul. You're right. Because they're Corsican, and that is said a lot in all of the things. Yeah, it's not Cyprus, it's Corsica they're from. Yes, that's correct. But it does say on their file card, an island in the Mediterranean, which is brilliant. I want to see if it's the same on the UK version. It probably is the same. I just want to double check that is the case. They would have been out in 88. Got it. First time. Yeah, island in the Mediterranean. It says the same on the UK card as well. That's really fun. That's super funny. Yeah, just double checking. It does say that. Yeah, so yeah, Corsican, you're absolutely right. You got your C's swapped around. The Corsican brothers. Yeah, but even so, Cyprus, there is a connectivity there, Alexandros, to me at least. Anyway, right then, that'll be it. Amazing. Thanks for jumping on. Thanks for chatting with me in this episode and talking a little bit of
Cobra Commander.
It's been interesting. Like I said, there's a lot more stuff to talk about from today, but I'll be talking about that on the weekly tomorrow. I didn't think no point me repeating myself over and over again, is there? But yeah, anyway, I'll see you on the next one. Now, stay fresh cheese bags. We've got lots coming as well. Obviously, like I said, it's going to be the weekly tomorrow. Then I'm going to be traveling effectively for about 2 days, so you won't I'll be trying to obviously post stuff on, as and when it comes up online and stuff, but I'm not going to be doing much in the way of live streams over the weekend. So I'll probably reconvene if there's anything to talk about on Monday. Maybe Justin and I can get together for a movie news burst next week as well. And yeah, I'll be pummeling out the live streams though during the week, so have no fear. I'll see you tomorrow. Stay fresh, cheese bags. And as always, after 3, you know what to do. 1, 2, 3. Full force. Laters. That's it for this installment of the Full Force News Burst. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time, and as always, full force. Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos, and as always you can keep up with the show after listening by following on X, formerly Twitter, @TheFullForce, liking the Facebook page, facebook.com/TheFullForce. We've also added a brand new Instagram, so check us out there as well @TheFullForce Podcast, and if you would like to contact the show you can message us on any of those platforms with feedback and questions. We also have a Patreon page, so if you want to show your support for the show, see your name up in lights on these videos, or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/TheFullForce Podcast, or click on the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in. Full Force.